Hello and welcome to another video in Victory Point Cafe's 5 in 5 series, where we give you 5 great gaming recommendations in 5 minutes. I'm Antonio, one of the game gurus here at VPC, and this is our list of 5 great games designed for 2 players. However much we all love getting grouped together for some of those longer, big box games we love, we don't always have that option. Sometimes it's just us and a singular pal looking for a great gaming escape, and in such situations, these are the games for you. To kick off the list, we have one of our more popular 2-player games here at the cafe with Tides of Time. Tides of Time is a beautiful card game in which each player takes control of an empire as it rises and falls over the course of 3 ages. To build up your empire, you will be selecting cards from your hands being passed back and forth that represent new architectural heights your empire can achieve. Each of these constructs scores on a set collection basis, giving each player an interesting decision on their turn. Pick a building that helps you score more points, or select a building that you know your opponent wants to block them from scoring more points. Uwe Rosenberg's new quilting-themed game is shooting up the ranks of BoardGameGeek.com, and not just because it's from the famous designer of Agricola. It's because, really, Patchwork is more like competitive Tetris. In Patchwork, each player has to use the odd-shaped patches that are available to fill in their quilt, but they have to do so as efficiently as possible, because at the end of the game, you're going to lose points for each empty space you have on your quilt. With a board that you move around to show the passage of time and the semi-random way in which patches are laid out and made available, this proves to be a unique game that will give you and your friend a new and interesting competitive gaming experience. Hive has been a pretty big hit since its release 15 years ago and has won all sorts of awards, including Best 2-Player Strategy Game of 2003. In Hive, players control a bunch of bugs represented by hex tiles that can be placed and moved around the other bugs in play in an attempt to surround the opponent's queen bee. It has a chess-like feel while only taking 10 to 15 minutes. The strategic choices you have to make while placing and moving your pieces gives you that great feeling of satisfaction when you win, and at the same time, it gives you that itch to play one more time if you lose. And since this game is so short, it's easy to get in multiple plays of this gem. And with Hive Pocket Edition, you can easily bust this out anywhere and be battling bugs in seconds. The newest game on our list, Seven Wonders Duel, has been nothing but hot. Duel is a 2-player specific edition of the very popular Seven Wonders game that has sold tons of copies and expansions since it hit the market in 2010. Seven Wonders has much in common with Tides of Time in terms of theme, but almost nothing in common when it comes to gameplay. Where Tides of Time is simple and easy to teach, there's quite a bit going on in Duel. In this, you aren't just selecting cards, which you're doing as well, but you're managing resources, constructing buildings that give your city bonuses, advancing your military towards your opponent's city, and trying to attain scientific goals, all in an attempt to have more victory points than your rival at the end of the game. If you're looking for a more involved 2-player game that can still be played in under an hour, Seven Wonders Duel might be your best bet. This Reiner Knizia Classic has been the go-to 2-player game for many gamers since its release last century. Since it came out in 1999, I get to say things like that because it makes it sound more epic. But really, epic's what this game's going for. In Lost Cities, you and another player are trying to fund and lead expeditions into the dense, ancient jungles of Central America, and to do so more successfully than your friend. You even get a chance to make friendly wagers with your fellow adventurers, giving you a chance to earn even more points for your more daring expeditions. The gameplay itself in Lost Cities is pretty simple. On your turn, you play a card and draw a card. But the variation decisions you'll have to make and the scenarios in which you'll be making them, these cards give you tons of variability. You're constantly evaluating what your opponent is doing, looking at what cards you have and have already been played, and continuously reevaluating and reinventing your strategy. What more needs to be said? Come play this game. Well, that's it for our list and our video. Don't forget to leave any comments or grievances in the comments below, or you can always come down to the cafe and argue with us in person and try any of these great games. Thanks again for watching, and as always, game on.